Hey guys, thanks for joining us tonight. I am Stacy Cook, and tonight I'm joined by one of our wonderful platinum leaders, Jen Gaskell. Together, we are going to share with you some of our favorite oily hacks, some that are really good for the season, and some that are just good all the time. And then also, we are going to save a little bit of time to open it up so that if you have oils that you've gotten through promotions or you ordered and you forgot why you ordered them, show them to us, share them with us, and either myself or Jen or another leader or another um, oiler on this call will share with you how they've used it and how it's helped them. So yeah, if you've got friends who need to be here, now is the time to get them here. So let's just dig in because we've got 30 minutes. So first, I want to share some oil hacks that I think you may have heard of, but some of them are a little less common, I think. So these are some of my favorite, especially for this time of year. Because I don't know about where you are, but I have recently started to have more bugs out and about, and I'm seeing bug bites on my son. So we all are so used to using lavender for that, but I don't know if you know this, but Digize is a really great oil to help with bug bites. Yeah. So if you like carry around your starter kit oils, or you just carry around Digize when you're out eating, and you need something on a bug bite, Digize is great. Just drop it on there. Also, kind of in the same vein, basil is amazing for bug bites. It kind of draws the venom right out. And what I do, my son, he gets allergic reactions to bug bites. So certain bugs, they just really swell up and get really like hot and irritated. And I'll actually combine a drop of basil with a little bit of activated charcoal from an activated charcoal capsule, make it into a paste, and then rub it over the bug bite, and you can actually like see it like suck stuff out of it. If you don't have activated charcoal capsules, you could probably use our charcoal face mask with a little basil in there and slather that on a bug bite. Would be helpful. So some things for bug bites. One other thing that I feel like is the holy grail of natural living is natural deodorant, right? Like everyone's always like, what's the best deodorant? How do I not stink? And we have some great deodorants. My favorite has been out of stock for like 2 years, and that's the Valor deodorant. Let's not even talk about it. But there are some really great oils you can use just a swipe of in your pits. And one is Kunzia. And I'm not sure when it was a promo, but it had to have been a promo at some time because I have a ton of bottles of Kunzia. I have a whole like arsenal of Kunzia. So it's a really great oil. It has a lot of similar properties to tea tree. And because of that, being very, antibacterial and all that stuff, it's really great for a natural deodorant. And if you have really sensitive skin, maybe using it neat isn't the best option for you, but you could dilute it or you could just play around with that and see if it is a good option for you. Another one that's really great for deodorant is Manuka. It's really good. And it also has tea tree like properties. So Manuka is another good one. And then also, I mean, if there are things you use for deodorant, by all means, type them um, into the chat, because I know so many people experiment with different things, or like toothpaste. So there's lots of options if your favorite deodorant has been out of stock for 2 years. One other oil, and I don't know if this is so much of a hack, is it was a use I didn't know for this oil, and that is thyme. Does anyone have like a really big bottle of thyme on their shelf and you don't know what to do with it? Because you're like, how in the world will I ever use all this thyme? That was me. So thyme has amazing properties. It's in our OrthoEase massage oil. It's also in the raindrop kit. And it's in there because it's so great for soothing sore muscles. So if you have sore muscles, you can use your thyme with carrier oil. Definitely use it with a carrier oil on sore muscles. Its active ingredient is thymol, and that is used in a lot of over-the-counter medications for things like vapor rubs, and it's got just really good, and even like mouthwash, because it has really cleansing properties and purifying properties. So it's good for that. The other thing is that thyme is known to help overcome fatigue and exhaustion after a long illness. So, if you are dealing with the effects, the after effects of getting over an illness, and you're just dealing with chronic fatigue and you kind of feel like you can't get over that hump, you might want to consider getting some thyme on your body. Again, use a carrier oil with it. You can put it on your chest, your spine, put in your diffuser, whatever you got to do, but it could have some good impacts and help you a bunch in that way. And then, oh, okay, so moving on. Valor, an oil you all have, and I'm sure that you use in a ton of ways because it is really useful for so many different things, from emotional support to snoring, all those things. But one thing I discovered when my son was learning how to walk is that it is great for bumps and bruises. So I remember this was right when he was real early walker. He's walking around on the back porch and he fell and just smacked his head right on the bricks. And I had read something about this, so I put Valor on it immediately. It never even bruised. It didn't turn into a goose egg or anything. It was like it never even happened. And since then, I've always used it for those types of bumps and bruises. And I swear, if you get it on there right away, it's pretty magical. Actually, even one time my son, he smashed his finger in a bathroom door, and I got Valor on there right away, and it didn't really turn into much. I was at the point of being like, oh, do we have to go to urgent care? Is his finger like smushed for good? And it puffed right back up. A little bit of time. But so yeah, keep a Valor roll-on handy. Really good if you think you're going to be getting a goose egg on the head or something like that. One thing I recently learned, and this is good for the summer season, but geranium is good on the bottoms of your feet after swimming to detox from chlorine after going in a swimming pool. So I don't know about you, but we're going to be spending a lot of time at the pool this summer, and my son is just constantly in chlorine. So I just made up a roller with geranium, and I'll just be using that on his feet and his back. And I also love how it smells, so that's a bonus. Unlike some of the other oils like Kunzia and Manuka, but geranium is beautiful. So that's a really good one. Keep that in your pool bag. And I'm going to kick it over to Jen. She's going to share a few more.
Hi, you guys. Okay, so I didn't actually have this one written down, but since she talked about detox, it just made me think about it because I feel like no one knows about this. So cilantro is going to be one of your best detox oils that you can use. I went down kind of a rabbit hole when I was trying to do a lot of detox with my son. And it's one of the best that you can do. So we usually put it on Epsom salt and put it in a bath, or you can do like a foot soak, but a lot of people don't buy that oil because they're like, how much, can I use this for guacamole? So just know that it's one of the best detox oils that you can have in your arsenal. Okay, back to what I was actually planning to talk about. So talking about the pool, I don't know if any of you guys have little kiddos or get those little kiddie pools in your backyard, but a splash of the Thieves household cleaner is going to keep it a lot longer. So you just put a little splash in it. And obviously it's all plant-based and safe with your kids. Lemongrass. I don't know about you guys, but I have like 1 million bottles of lemongrass because I feel like it's a pretty common promo, but it is a really good non-toxic nail polish remover. So all you have to do is do like 3 to 4 drops on a cotton pad and then just wipe the polish off. You do have to wipe like a little bit harder than just normal nail polish remover, but you think about it, like you're getting it all around your cuticles. You just don't want all of those toxins just like absorbing right into your body. So I think it's a really good alternative and it does work really well. Okay. So I know this one from a lot of personal experience, burnt cookware. Who hates getting eggs that have burnt onto your cookware off? It's pretty much the worst thing ever. So I'll put this in the comments so that you guys don't have to like write this down really quickly. But if you take 1/3 cup of baking soda and 1/4 of a cup of hydrogen peroxide and you mix it together and then take 10 drops of either orange, tangerine, or grapefruit, and you just let that sit on there for 10 to 15 minutes, you can just rinse it and wipe it clean. It's so good and so easy. But I mean, you can really use just about any of your citrus oils and it helps a ton. So I think most people know this, but if you don't, Thieves is going to be really good when you're cutting onions. All you have to do is open the bottle and just set it on like the counter, and like no tears. I remember the first time that someone told me that, I was like, this is magical, because typically I make my husband cut onions because I'm like tearing up, but it really does work. And then the last one that I just think is kind of like a really easy everyday kind of hack. Just grab whatever your favorite oil is that you like your bathroom to smell like, and then take the inside of your toilet paper roller and just drop a few drops down there. You can do this for your paper towels as well, but it just makes it smell so good every time someone just pulls that, and you're like, oh, this is great. I don't need like the poopery, or I don't need the plugins. Like it works really well. I typically will do like purification or grapefruit or citrus fresh. That's just what I prefer in my bathroom. Sorry, you guys have allergies. My nose is so itchy. It's driving me nuts. Okay, so we're going to move on to kind of some product hacks that we thought would be just pretty helpful, and just, you know, things that you might not know. So some things as far as like a liquid foundation in the summertime is, if you get your powder, like the loose foundation from Young Living, and then you're also using that mineral sunscreen, it's going to be really, really good for just an overall liquid foundation. That's going to be great and easy and light for the summer. One of my favorite hacks with the Young Living, oh my gosh, I'm losing my train of thought, sunscreen is, one, we either keep ours in the garage because it's pretty thick, so you want it a little warm. So we either keep it in the garage or in like a container outside that's like covered, so it's not getting like direct sun. But we will just let that warm up a little bit. And then when I put it on my kid's face, typically I'll use a damp beauty blender and just dab it in, and you can get all the little creases, the nooks and crannies. And they typically take to that a lot better than me like trying to rub it into their face. So it makes it just really spreadable. Another really good one is if you have the bug repellent from Young Living, but you don't necessarily have a carrier oil and you would like it to spread a little bit better, you can use the Kidsense Lotion, or the lavender lotion is also really, really good. So you're just going to put a few drops of that bug repellent in there, and then you can just slather it all on your body. It's a really great way to get it to spread pretty evenly. And then also, if you don't have that Lavaderm after sun spray, which if you don't have that, you guys, it is like one of Young Living's best products. It works so well. But if for some reason you don't have that yet, just take a few drops of lavender or frankincense, and you can use those same lotions, and it's going to be really good if you're getting that first burn of the season. Okay, for all the ladies out there that are ready to get into their bathing suits this summer, that bikini line is sometimes not the greatest thing, and it doesn't feel great when, you know, you get your little bikini line bump. So this is a really good hack for you guys. So if you have the lavender conditioner, like the hair conditioner, that's what you're going to use to shave with. You don't have to use a ton because you don't want to clog up your razor. Just use a little bit. And then once you're done and you're all dried off, you're going to take the Mira shave oil and just do a few pumps of that. And then also a few drops of tea tree, and you're going to put that on your bikini area. There will be no red bumps after shaving. It is literally magical. Okay, I have two more, and then I'm going to pass it back over to Stacy. So we're going to talk specifically, excuse me, about the seedlings line. So does anyone else suffer from summer chafing? Because I know like it's the worst. And especially when I go to Disney World, I'm like, why did I not bring this? But the Seedlings diaper rash cream, it's literally like the best, no matter your age. It's going to be so soothing for that chafing. Also, if you suffer from a runny nose and it's just like really sore and red, just a little bit of that diaper cream, just wherever on your nose that it's really dry and red, it's going to be soothing, and it really does help protect when you're continuing to blow your nose. And then another really good hack for that is under eye concealer, which I feel like most of you probably know because a lot of people talk about that. And then this one's actually a pretty cool one. So that linens, or the Seedlings linen spray, or the lavender or Lavaderm cooling mist, it's really good for hair detangler. So if you're not, excuse me, you guys, my allergies are so bad. If you're not really one for DIYing a hair detangler, these two would be really good. So the Seedlings linen spray, and then the Lavaderm cooling mist. So I'm going to hand it back over to Stacy, and she'll finish us up with a few more product hacks.
Thank you, Jen. Yeah, so actually, the one that I want to share right now, actually, the next two are ones that I recently heard from Tracy. So the first one is her, well, so if you've been around for a while, you probably know that the mint satin facial scrub, that formula changed, like maybe within the last year or 2 years, maybe within the last 2 years. And it's like not quite as scrubby anymore. Um, like Tracy, she's like, no, no, it's not. It's not as scrubby. And it's more mild, which is great if you need that. But there is a way that you can boost it up and get that like same level of scrubbiness if you need like a little bit extra exfoliation with it. And that is to add just a little bit of baking soda to it before you scrub it in. So just take your mint satin facial scrub, and you really need just a little, like a pea-sized amount, and then just, add a little like pinch of baking soda to that, mix them together. And then you've got like the original formula of the mint satin facial scrub if you need that extra exfoliation. And then the other one, Tracy, if you don't mind, would you share about your like dandruff remedy clarifying shampoo with the Thieves dish soap?
Yeah, I'd be happy to. I actually brought it with me as well. So it's right here. So you guys, dish soap is not just for dishes. If you didn't already know this, it can work really well as like a clarifying shampoo. My hair, I don't wash it every day. I probably wash it 2 to 3 times a week. And I also just have an oily scalp. That's just how my skin is. So when I do wash it, or if I'll even notice, like, depending on the season, like in winter, I'll get like sort of dry scalp. And so what I like to do is use the dish soap, maybe like once or twice a month. I don't need to do it, once a week, but once or twice a month, but you could use it more often if you need to. And you just use it just like you would regular shampoo, but it's really thick. Just like when you do your dishes, you need quite a bit of water, right? So you just kind of put it in there, work up a nice lather. And I just, use my nails and just kind of scrub in there. Or you could use a scalp brush. My kiddos had to use this because they were not scrubbing their heads very well. So I have all these scalp brushes around, but it's great because you can kind of really get in there and get all those sort of like dry flakes out, right? If you've got that buildup, again, your hair might be different, but I find that I personally get buildup on my scalp, even though I'm not really using any product on my scalp. It's just building up, right? Because I don't wash it every day. But it works so well. Like it feels like you can definitely feel the difference, right? Like it's really kind of getting up all that oil and gunkiness, but it is really important to kind of, again, use your nails or like a scrubbing brush to do that. You then can rinse out and then do conditioner on the ends. But yeah, it's really fantastic to use for that. And I would say if you didn't already know this, you can also dilute your dish soap if you're not already doing that. It's fantastic. Dish soap, just kind of on the topic of it, I just wanted to share, not only can you use it for shampoo and your dishes, you can wash your animals. I've totally washed my cats with a dish soap in a pinch. You need to feel comfortable with this, but I've definitely used it in my dishwasher. I've used it in my washing machine. I've also washed my car with it, right? Like that's just kind of old school, right? Like we're just using, I remember back in the day we would use Dawn, right? But now I use my Thieves dish soap. So basically any way that you would normally use, right? Like your dish soap, right? Like a regular dish soap, you would do this too. The other thing that's really effective is combining Thieves dish soap along with some Thieves household cleaner. And you can do like a half and half, like in a roller bottle, and add some lemon oil to that. And it works really well as like a stain stick. Thieves household cleaner is great, right? Like for cleaning, but the dish soap just kind of adds that extra like sudsy action to really get out those stains. But yeah, dish soap everywhere, you guys, like for every room in the house. You could even like clean your tubs, your tile, your sinks, like you could clean everything with it. It's really awesome. Oh, I was going to add one more thing. Jen had talked about the linen spray. Did you guys know that you can use a linen spray like a Febreze? So I love the linen spray and I buy it primarily. So I don't know if you guys are this way. Can you type in the comments? Do you wash your clothes every time you wear them, or when it's stinky and dirty? Because my 15-year-old son literally the second he wears them, like he's done wearing it, he puts it in the laundry. I'm like, you've got like 3 times the amount of laundry that everybody else has, and it drives me crazy. I'm like, you just spray it. I'm like, come on, here's the spray. So I give him the linen spray, and I'm like, it's like Febreze, you just spray everything. So you guys, like the linen closet, right? My clothes, the closets. Yeah, when I go on a trip, I don't wash my clothes after every wear unless it's dirty or stinky. And even there's varying degrees, right? You're like, it's getting close, but it's not there yet. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like, it's not quite stinky yet, but it's getting there, right? You spray it with the linen spray and it makes everything just smell amazing. So if you haven't used the linen spray more, you know, like for your clothes, when you're traveling, it really helps to extend the wear of your clothes, or things that might need to be dry cleaned. It'll extend the wear of it a bit longer because it gives it that really nice fresh scent. So just wanted to throw that in there.
Tracy, you just changed my life. Like, I need that linen spray so badly because I definitely wear my clothes a couple times and I'm not spraying them with anything. So maybe my friends will be more willing to hug me now. All right, one more I want to share with you guys, and then we will see if anyone has any oils they need help knowing what to do with. And that is some additional uses for Thieves hand sanitizer. One, did you know that it works as a great zit zapper? So if you've got like a blemish popping up, just teeny tiny bit, it will help you out with that. Also hair gel. So hair gel in a pinch. Let's get, you know, that aloe in there. And deodorant. Now, if you have really sensitive pits, it might not be for you because it does have the peppermint in there. But you know, if you are not sensitive, it will definitely keep you from stinking. So maybe like some uses for teenage boys. You know, just give them one big bottle of Thieves hand sanitizer and have them go to town with that. All right, so we've got a few minutes left. First of all, if you have an awesome hack that we haven't touched on that you want to share with the group, we would love to hear from you. So feel free to type into the comments or unmute yourself. Or if you brought an oil that you need help knowing how to use or hearing how other people have used, go ahead and unmute yourself or type in the comments. Loyalty. April, I use it the same way. I love diffusing loyalty or wearing it as a perfume. Does anyone else have some other uses for it? It has so many oils in it. Did they stop offering loyalty as a promo? Nope. Still every 12 months. Anyone else have an oil they need help knowing how to use? Amaressence, oh my goodness. I love Amaressence. So it has, you know, a lot of the floral oils in it. And yeah, it's great for the skin. Dump it all over you. Yes, I agree, Ashley. It smells so good. It's really a great emotional support oil too. It's really good for encouraging feelings of connectedness, love. When my son was really little, I used to like to diffuse it because I felt like it turned him into like a little love bug and he just want to like cuddle with me. It's like, it was so sweet. But yeah, Amaressence is good for all those things. Blue Tansy. So blue tansy is one that's great for the skin, but you have to use it really, really diluted because it's blue, like it's really blue. It's also an oil. The reason we have it in Valor, it's in Peace and Calming, and it's because it helps to soothe feelings of anger. So it's also a good emotional support oil too. I don't know, you, Tracy or Jen or any other leader on, if there's other things you want to share, please jump in.
I like to put blue tansy like literally right on my face after I put it on, or I mix it with my moisturizer and I go to bed, and my husband is always like, you look like a Smurf, like what in the world? But your body like absorbs it and metabolizes it really quickly, you guys. And it is so good if you have like acne spots or sunspots. And I mean, it really does brighten. And I'm telling you guys, just put it on your face straight. You only need like 1 or 2 drops, and you can mix it with your moisturizer so it spreads better, but just don't be afraid. If you're like, oh my gosh, I'm blue. And I mean, it's never stained my pillowcases or anything like that. My body is like, no, not sharing. So I'm telling you, works really well.
I love that. I'm going to try that. What else? I see LME. I forgot why I bought it. So LME is another really great skin oil. I've heard it referred to as the poor man's frankincense. So it has a lot of those really good skin properties that you'd find in frankincense, but at like a fraction of the cost. Yeah, Tracy already said that. Australian ericafolia. Anyone have a good use for Australian ericafolia? I do not. I don't think I've used that oil. And I don't think that one is in my reference guide either, because it's newer, right?
So I was just asking because I figured some other people might have it and not know. I had actually looked it up a while ago because I was like, what in the world? But it is really good apparently for your skin and your scalp. You can like use it as a toner. It would be a good one too if you're dealing with like dry skin on your scalp, like the dandruff. So it's really good to add in there. But I'm sure there's a lot of other uses. But yeah, apparently it's really good for your skin.
That's awesome. I like the idea of adding it into like the dish soap and having like super scalp clarification. Myrrh. Oh, myrrh is fabulous oil. You know, I feel like we all must have the most amazing skin because all these oils are so good for your skin. Myrrh is incredible for your skin. It's also really good for like owies, boo-boos, things like that.
It's actually a really good thyroid supporting oil to you guys. So if you deal with any thyroid things, it's a good one to have in your arsenal. I just roll it on my thyroid area every day in addition to Endoflex.
That's awesome. Envision. Envision is a blend. I've always just used that as kind of like an oil to diffuse when I'm working or when like vision casting, all that type of stuff. I don't know, does anyone use it in a different way?
I agree with you. I think it's definitely like an emotional and like mental support oil to really like get you in a good mindset.
I see fennel, and I just have to laugh because my dad loves to diffuse fennel. Like he loves for his house to smell like licorice. It's so weird. And it like lingers. I'll be like, oh, you just diffused fennel? And he's like, "No, 2 days ago."
What on earth?
I know. But there are other uses for it. Yes, it is great for digestion if you think about it. Like it's been used for centuries for digestion, PMS. It's also really good. I've heard people use it for supporting milk production, if you're breastfeeding, all those types of things. We've got 1 minute left. I'm looking to see what Tracy hasn't answered in the comments. PTSD from breastfeeding. Yes, exactly. Ylang Ylang. Ylang Ylang is another one of those, floral, very floral oils that's really great for like feelings of love. It's also really great for the skin. So you can diffuse it, you can use it topically. Those are the two main things I like to use it for. Oh yeah, that's good for your hair too. Yeah, bedroom oil. Slather it all over. All right, friends, it's 9 o'clock. So we are going to switch over to the business call, but I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope you got some good tips. I love just chatting through oils with people, so that's fun. And hopefully it was helpful. And you guys have a good evening. And you are all welcome to stick around with us as we do a brand partner Q&A. So it's really great because it's just, open forum for us to share information. And am I passing this to you, Tracy?